Alright, Stormgate enjoyers, welcome in. This is another Stormgate cast. My name is Algorithmor, and this is another submission from my bro, Dutchy. And here he is, Dutchy in the Red Inferno, playing against the behemoth himself, the Blue Vanguard, Grimmy, the Grimstar. Yes, he is Grimmy the Behemoth, playing Vanguard today, as we know. Grimmy is well, he might call himself a celestial player, but let's not listen to that. He plays all the factions, and he is great at all of them. So let's call him a random player, even though he might love the celestials. Here he is with his dog, not afraid to take Hexen shots. Hexens don't scare me. I'll bite you a few times just to prove it, and then I'll go eat a cabbage and I'll be fine. And then I'm right back to eating a farm. No, yes, he is. He's like, fine, this farm is going down. And this is good, committed, high-level play. Look, he's already at less than 3/4 health. And, okay, a Fellhog pops out. Now he goes and runs. A Lancer on the map. The Hexen went and ate a few cabbages, and then she popped back. Brute here, just for defense now. And Dutchy saying, fine, I'm taking your health camp. I'm the greediest greedier. I'm going to steal your camp. You're not going to take it. And Dutchy says, fine. It doesn't matter to me. I'm putting it on a Shroud Stone. I'm playing defensive. He's on 3 Shrine. 3 Shrine, 1 Vault. That was an early Vault, pumped a single Brute. The meat farm there, as we see, to pump out those early hogs. If these early units try and come here, he's just going to run into those hogs and not want to fight at all. There's a Lancer. Gets skulled. Or the Fiend's going to chase him down. Another skull. That's going to be a dead Lancer, I think. Nope. The dog and other Lancer go and chase him. The skull says, let me get him. How much health is he at? 41 health. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Oh, it is. It sure is. Plop! And good control from Dutchy to grab that Fiend right away and pull it back so it didn't get killed. So, early luck from Dutchy to kill, I think, a couple Lancers. Maybe he only got 1 Lancer, I think. The other Lancer ran away. This dog, come on, buddy. You got to eat the cabbage. You don't just look at it. There we go. Yummy. I'm strong to the finish because I eat my spinach. I'm Pupper the doggy man. 11 out of 12 workers here. Dutchy. I mean Grimmy. Neither of these on their original account, of course. Very not pro of you, Grimstar. You could have 1 less or 1 more. There we go. 11 is just the wrong number. My brain tells me it's the wrong number. You must have an even number of workers. Everyone knows that's the best. That's probably just my math brain being, you know, not liking 11s or something. Who likes 11 anyways? This channel, we are anti-11. There's one thing I've hated. It was the 11 times tables. Actually, they're kind of easy. Oh no, Mr. Puppy. I'm sorry I was ranting about 11 when you were out here sacrificing yourself to get just the most minimal of scouting information. What will you do with that information? Let's see. Grimmy on 6 Exos and being like, that is enough. I could be out on the map denying everything with my 6 Exos. I'm going to steal your speed camp. Because with 6 Exos, with quick draw, yes, with quick draw and double speed camp plus speed boost, they're just so speedy. There's ain't nothing that a early Infernal army can do to stop me. So I'm just going to go out on the map and take it all. It's the life I live. And with a beautiful micro there to eat the cabbage, keeping his units alive. And now he says, look at this. We're Exos. We can even take out these big camps without even barely taking damage. Because that's how we roll. We are the Vanguard faction. He did take a little damage there, but look at that. Boom. So easy. I don't think there's any units in the Infernal Pit that can take out those creeps that quickly. Certainly not tier 1 units. Or tier 1.5. If we want to be technical. And use all the RTS lingo. What could be tier 1.5? Well, that just means you have to build yourself some other building at tier 1 other than just your racks to build it. And in the case of Exos, we know that that is the BK Lounge, as my good buddy Frank calls it, the Biokinetics Lab. BK Lounge to me just sounds like where you would go for your birthday party when you were 15 in the 1990s. You would go to Burger King and you would hang out at the BK Lounge. And maybe that's what the Exos do to get their quick draw hustle on, is they have a Whopper before each battle. And they've got their hustle thanks to the Whopper. This cast brought to you by Burger King. Everybody go get a Whopper at the King of Burgers. Of course, that is a complete lie. I've not gathered a single cent from the Burger King Corporation. And if they do want to send me some sweet gift certificates for a Whopper, I would love that. And I would chomp that Whopper down. Okay, enough of that Burger King. Now back to our regular scheduled program. Oh, Lancer! Come on! How did he know that all those mines were there? That was so clutch. He probably played Dutchy before or watched the stream. Or maybe he just read the name and said, Miasma Abuser? I have a feeling there may be mines. And sure enough, there is Miasma everywhere with a huge nightfall. Another Miasma. Oh, that's a huge clutch catch. Those Exos trying to micro their way out, but lots of Miasmas going down. The Vulcan being like, I do not care. Your miasma is nothing to me. I will stand in it and soak its bubbly juices because I have a shield bubble. No, oh no, move commanded units. Yikes. Yikes, that was a issue. All those units unfortunately lost due to bad control there on Grimmy's part. I'm sure that was misclicks or whatnot. Grimmy, of course, top level player. But doing his best to try and salvage this battle. Interesting choice to stay in it instead of, you know, pulling back. But also displaying some amazing micro in the face of all of those miasmas to keep his units out of them. And for some weird reason, at pretty much equal supply here. So Grimmy proving why he's a behemoth. Even taking a bad engage and coming out of it. Alright. This Atlas, super brave. Oh, it's a skull up there. I'm like, what is he walking into? And Grimmy trying to take the high ground while Dutchy putting up some more mines. What do I hear going off here? Maybe it was just these Hellborns fighting these Shadow Masters. I'm not sure, but there was some kind of sound effects there. These fiends are out on the map trying to get the control. And it's an Atlas push, it looks like. I kind of like how Atlases walk. They look kind of cool. They look like little beetles or something. It's cool. Maybe they need an extra leg so they can look even more bug-like. I wonder what will happen when we get a cool Vanguard redesign. I know Infernal redesign is up next, up first. Maybe most in need of it, according to many folks. But I would love to see a redesign on some of these units. Lancers could use a lance, of course, or a name change to be sword boys. I think is what they should be called, swordy boys or something like that. Hedgehogs look kind of silly. Atlases, I don't like the deployed form as much as when they're walking around in their little buggies. This form kind of looks silly if you ask me. Atlas is just staggered around the map. These are going to be defensive positions for Grimmy to pull back to. That's huge miasmas there. No, oh no, no, that's terrible. So many units going down to those miasmas there. Mostly Lancers, but Exos here too. We hear their little death cries. They're kind of Wilhelm scream out as they die. Another clutch Vulcan with the shield, but also going down. And actually, these miasmas doing a huge damage. The Atlases are supposed to be the answer to the miasma, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to me because they are stationary units. So then, when they get hit with a miasma, they just get hit. You don't really want to unsiege them, pull them back, and resiege them. That pretty much mitigated all of their value. But I think the idea is they got that range. They can snipe Hexen from a long way, and maybe, even though they might take the first round of miasmas, you are gonna maybe deny the Hexen from the second and third round, and then you can stay alive. Now, if you haven't done the math yourself, when you do get hit with a miasma, if you sit in the whole thing, you're going to take only 40% of your damage, unlike in the old version where the miasma could go on for infinite time and you could easily melt all the way down to 0 damage. What that means is, for a fully health Atlas, for instance, it actually takes 3 miasmas, and what would it be, about maybe 12, 10, maybe it's 2 seconds, no. Yeah, it's three, I'm not sure on the seconds, but it's going to take 3 miasmas, maybe 2.5 of the miasmas total to kill the Atlas. Which means you can get away with keeping them alive for a while. So maybe they are the answer to the miasma. At the moment, they've been doing a good job of holding Dutchy back. And we see that most of them are at full health, maybe either being healed up or they're just new units. And now, of course, on the high ground here, they got no vision. Maybe need to send a sentry drone. Maybe if they take out these trees, they get vision? Or maybe the Bob's giving them vision? I'm not sure. Uh-oh, it's Spriggans on the map now. Now, Atlases can't yet hit the air. Hellborn, of course, can. Ton of Fiends over here. And these Spriggans, if they can get on top, like, I'm not sure what they're worried about there. Get on top of those Exos, kill them. Those Fiends unfortunately chewed up. There's only 6 Exos. Oh, they were trying to lure the Exos away from the Atlases. See, this is why Dutchy is way better than me. He's way more clever than me. He was baiting Grimmy into giving up his tanks, which he did. There's still a tank here? Yes. And now I think he's... Okay, there's a single Hornet, which is usually pretty dangerous. And Grimmy still being aggressive with his Bio Ball, even though there's a lot of Spriggans here, and those Spriggans are going to do a great job on these Exos. Once the Exos get taken out, this army is dead. So many going down now. The Miasma helping, of course. What's this? Some Lancers getting peeled off. Grimmy got amazing control. Always has had this amazing control. And able to split some of those units off. But the Sprigs, great control from Dutchy too. Able to bring his Sprigs back to defend them. And Dutchy staying on that defense right now, but with a sizable lead. Sending his Air Force out to deny this base or try and take it out. Doing the old inhale poison to get extra damage on the bobs. And now look how fast that command post is going down. Largely because the dragon just does such a huge single target damage. What is it? 120, I think. 130 versus 140, sorry, versus structures. 90 versus ground. This is ridiculous DPS on a structure. And Dutchy keeping his units in 2 control groups. We can see that by them moving around differently, which is great. When the new hotkeys come out, oh my, that's going to be so good. I'm quite happy with the grid, but one of the things they have mentioned that are going to come with the new hotkeys are fully customizable auto control groups, which means that you get to pick which units go on which control groups when they are produced. So you can have all your air on one. You could say, for instance, have your Hellborn on one if you want to micro them. So awesome. And these Hornets here are being super annoying here. They've come and they're taking out so many of these bases, and they've put all these Sky Mines. They want to retreat to the Sky Mines and force those Spriggans into them. Yeah, they're just hiding by the Sky Mines saying, come at me, bro. There's a Manifest Shroud Stone. Of course, that's going to help take out the Sky Mines. The Hexen come as well. But that makes the Hornets just... Oh, yeah. Oh! Return to hangar. Makes them super speedy, but they still took a ton of shots from the Hellborn. And a few Spriggans on the way. And Dutchy doing his best to keep his split units, even though he's doesn't have that supply lead. It's just like, how can I deny bases? How can I get some return on investment on my units when they're out on the map while I'm still at a supply deficit? These tanks unfortunately getting caught. The Hornets turning lots of Sky Mines there. Atlases are now upgraded, leaving that field on the ground after they shoot. What's this? A single bob. But Dutchy's slowly pushing forward, and here come the Miasmas down on those units, forcing Grimmy back. All of his units with Miasma, with that damage over time from the Molten Touch. And we see the Hellborn taking out these trees, just trying to get a little bit better area to battle in here. But it's the Atlases in the back that are actually doing a good job of keeping these units back. But Miasmas are so damaging here. The Bioforce going down, and now the Miasmas are going down on the tanks, and we're seeing them having their life force drain while Fiends get on top of them. The high ground Atlases still doing work, but they are not long for this world either, as there are now Spriggans above them and Hellborn raining down their Molten Touch. And Grimmy's force is pushed back into his base now, and that is going to be a GG from Grimmy.